my only criticism is the main character, who I thought was sick, right? The one with all the powers, the time traveler. Time travel is such a cop out, right? And time travel can be done well, but it's difficult to get well for me. Now, because the show is enjoyable, I don't think it matters that much. However, if you're going to have time travel, you have to have really established rules and they have to kind of make sense. And I'm going to try and not get too nerdy here because I don't think Supercell fans are necessarily nerd fans. I think it's just a crossover of genres. But like, he's gone into the future and he's met future him, right? Which means one of two things. The timeline has split, or there's one singular timeline and he's met himself in the future, right? But where it doesn't make sense is he's come back and then the whole storyline has played out. And then at the end they said, "Oh, we know you can't bring people back." But he did bring somebody back because she's dead when he goes into the future. And then he's come back and she's alive, right? And then she dies again. So what's stopping him from going back? And is it because it's not his partner, it's somebody? So then you're talking about different timelines. But like, it gets a little bit complicated because you did bring her back. So then if he goes back till 5 minutes after, is he going to meet another him? Or does he have to go back to the exact time where he would have been for it to be exactly him? Like, where do you go and meet another you? And where do you go and not meet another you and it be you? Do you know what I mean? Like, where does that where's the sense in that? I think it gets a little bit too complicated. Obviously, if you overthink it, which is what I do, which is why I have a bloody review channel. But I think it's really, and then also it kind of ruins a bit of the suspense sometimes because when Crazy kills them all, which was a sick scene, by the way, when he gets the speedy power and he's like, bah, 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 shaking everyone up, you know that he's going to go back in time. So it's like, as soon as he started killing them, I said, yeah, but this is the problem with time travel. I know what's going to happen now. He's going to go back in time. And we knew my girl was going to die anyway because they set the scene up. She was clearly going to die, right? Go home. No, go home. No. All right, she's dead. You know that from there. And then Boba Barnes kills all of them. Well, okay, my man's going to go back in time because he's not going to kill all the main characters. This ain't Game of Thrones. And even if it was Game of Thrones, you're still going to kill one at a time, right? I'm going to kill all the main characters. It's not going to make sense. Unless it's a limited series, which is not, or a movie, which is not. And even then, the problem is, it's too... There has to be really established set of rules. If you take something like Endgame, they had a whole scene where the characters were debating. What about this? Oh no, but time travel doesn't work like that. What about this? Oh no, time travel works like this, because they have to give you all this explanation for it to make any sense. And for the fans to not be able to do what I just did and be like, well, what if this happens? And then that doesn't make sense, and that doesn't make sense. And I know that when you're watching a show that's a fantasy, a fiction, there has to be some level of suspended disbelief. But for